Hey John, Dr. Brad here. I wanted to get this video over to you like I mentioned to give you a little bit more information about the car lift we have, the Wildfire Lift series. So here we're actually in my own personal garage. That would be my 95 Trans Am 6-speed hardtop up there on top. Now let me go through and show you the advantages and the differences we've made compared to a lot of lifts on the market. First off, you can see how the color scheme it ties in really nice. The gray and black just gives it a nice clean aesthetic appeal. Now when we come up here, the biggest thing that we did in comparison to a lot of other lift companies is we actually have a 5-inch by 5-inch solid steel frame post with computer guided laser cut notches that are cut out. These are cut out so that the locking mechanisms can lock into place and we don't have to worry about similar bend pack styles or direct lift. That's a bent piece of metal that's actually a C-channel design, so this whole front face would be gone. That's what we've created with this post. We have real thick 12-inch by 12-inch base plates that really give this a whole lot of rigidity and structure. I'm going to try and do this so you can see. I mean, it's probably hard for you to see, but I'm giving that as much weight as I can, and that car's up there. There's absolutely no motion. That's the reason we designed it with these. As you can see, the slider goes all the way around. I apologize if you get dizzy. It goes all the way around, so it's one continuous piece. We did that so that we really reduce the sway, the wobble, and any chance of lock failure. So let me show you what the lock system looks like and how it works. First off, we have a cover that's going to cover it. I took it off on this side just so I can have it open to show you. Apologize for the sun there. So what we have here are laser cut notches. We have a locking mechanism right here. Okay, that's going to lock directly into a notch. So this locking mechanism actually sits right here. Also, what we have is we've added a secondary safety measure. So as you can see, I'll come over to this side. Here's our pulley setup. So we have our pulley system coming through here, and we have a secondary system that's actually going to keep tension on this, the actual cord itself, the entire time all the way up to the top. So there's no chance of this ever despooling or coming off of this pulley because of the secondary measure that we put in. Now, if we take a look, you can see here's the locking mechanism again, locked into place right here. And we've reinforced this so that we have zero chance of failure. We've reinforced this with a second piece of metal right here. So there's absolutely zero chance this lock could ever flip the other way. It just can't go this way because this piece is right here. So the only possible way for this locking mechanism to loosen up is if we actually use this pump system right here. If we were to actually raise it, once it gets raised, so that this lift is about a 1/2 inch, or this block is about a 1/2 inch above the actual locking area, the locking notch will be about here. We then have to grab this handle right here, and you can see I can't pull on it now because there's weight. We have to pull on that, which then goes to all 4 corners and undoes all 4 of the locks. Okay? That's going to give you the open ability to where there's no chance for failure unless you're the one that's lifting it and opening it up. There's absolutely no chance of it coming down. Now this is a fantastic feature because, again, like I said, there's no way your car's ever going to fall down without you wanting to be a part of it. Now in order to lift and lower it, let me show you here, what we have to do, because it's currently sitting on the blocks here, we now have to take and use our motor. We have to raise it up about a 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm getting pretty close to the ceiling with my car here. Now as you can see, I've opened up enough space here. I've opened up enough space over here. So now what I do, let's see if you can see me do this here. I've done this, which is now open that lock. You can see over there, open, or it's closed here and open. That's gonna open that up. And now what I have to do is I have to use this lever. Since I'm doing a video, I'm gonna try and use my elbow here, but when I start to push on it, you can see it comes down with nice, smooth motion. What's nice is I can sit here. If I let go, it's still gonna lower until it hits those stops, okay? Then we just hold the pressure down, make sure there's no pressure left in the line, and now we're sitting on the lower blocks right there. That's as easy as it is to lower it down. Now again, if I want to go a little bit further, all I do is raise it up a little bit, okay? undo the locks. And again, you can see I'm lowering it here. So we're lowering it down a couple for you so we can take a look at a few other things on here. Now we're locked on this lower level, which gives me a lot more access. I can lower this even a little bit more, John. And what's nice, you can do brake work, you can clean your wheels and tires right here. So if I was to come down a little bit lower, I'm 5'9" myself, this would be a little high for me. I have the ability to get in there and do everything that I need to. The next aspect between the two runways we have, which are a very, very nice, apologize, it's a little bit dirty from the tires coming on, but they're very nice finish. We have a rolling jack tray, and then we have a few drip trays. This is nice. My car does not leak any rear axle fluid, however, it has a little bit of an oil leak, so I have a couple of drip trays up there just to catch anything for the car that's going to be below it, which in fact I'll be storing my father's Corvette FRC 99 FRC 6-speed hardtop under here this winter. But to go back up to this rolling jack tray, what's really nice, you can see this moves on these wheels right here very, very well. This gives you the ability to put a jack on here to catch fluids, anything you need to that you can roll to a specific area. What's nice is you can see we have a drain plug right here, so any extra fluid that comes out, you can easily just have it drop out right there, which is really, really fantastic. What is also nice is we can take a normal jack and we can put a normal jack right up here, or an airbag jack to lift the car up, so if you're doing wheels and you don't want to use the rolling jack tray, you can easily do that. Let me take a look and think about anything else. Obviously we have our stops up here, so we make sure not to go too far forward with the car. We've gone over the safety features here. Oh, and what you can see, the other thing too, I'll put a picture up. We have our steel approach ramps that are removable. So they're not the lightest pieces, but they're never gonna give. So we have them gusseted on the back to make sure they can take the weight of your vehicle. Those are very easy. They can attach right here. So you can see this little gap right here. When you lower it down, you attach them here. One thing to note, these pieces on the far end, these can actually be removed. So this can be a drive on, drive off. If you had this in the middle of your garage, you could drive on from that end, move the ramps, pull those out, and drive right off the other end, which is a really handy feature. The other thing I wanted to talk about were our actual caster set right here. So here's the 4 casters that are going to come in the lift that you purchased. Now how this works is we attach one of the casters through the hole right here. And now when it settles down, you can actually see how there's this groove right here. When that starts to settle down, this cross member right here, I'm under the runway currently, this cross member on both sides sits into the caster. So the actual cross member pushes down on the caster, which then raises these footings on all 4 corners, raises them up about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, which then gives you free motion to push the car around. Now, I will tell you, pushing the car around while it's on the lift can be done. It's not the easiest thing. It's not like butter. You have to give it a little bit of force. We're looking at about 5,000 pounds right here. So it's a little bit difficult, but can certainly be done. Without a car, it's an absolute breeze. Again, those can be taken on, can be taken off. They can be stored out of the way, which is really, really just a nice feature to have. So that's what's going on here. The other thing that's nice is all this cable system down here below. As you can see, all that has been pre-run. So when you buy the lift, all these are tied together, or they're zip tied together. So all you have to do is cut the zip ties, run them through that opening. You can see there's an opening right there. You run them through under the pulley system, and then you just attach the bolts on the top. So it's really an easy plug and play system. You're just dealing with heavy pieces. So we always recommend to have a second person with you in an engine hoist if possible, which is what I have right here, which makes it a whole lot easier to do the actual project. Now, I think that's going to touch on most of the questions you have. The motor over here is 110 volts, so it just plugs directly into my wall jack right there. It's a fantastic piece of machinery. We're super excited to be offering this to the market, like I mentioned to you, John. We feel that the car enthusiasts deserve the absolute best, so we've gone out of our way, re-engineered and taken something and built it from the ground up to be that piece that in your garage you can show off to friends. They love it, they end up wanting one of their own. So super excited that you're interested. Any questions that you have that I didn't touch on here, feel free to give us a call. Again, the number is 763-445-9143. I'll also answer any questions via email. I'm gonna send you some pictures with the casters up, of the car up in a higher position, and I'm also gonna go and look at possibly, I think I'm gonna try and bring my wife's car and put that on there, just so you can see that it can hold a truck no problem as well. Obviously it can't go as high due to the ceiling restrictions, but that should be just about everything that you need to know. I will send you the specifications as well. So John, let me know. I'm excited to meet you in person when you do pick up your lift. Thanks a lot.